There's lots of people that climb mountains. Why they climb mountains? Because people die on Mount Everest all the time. They like doing it for the challenge.
You need to find the thing that you love that does not feel like work. Otherwise, you'll end up working your entire life and hating it.
People quit all the time because they're doing it for the money. I think the bigger question is, what do you want the money for?
Rise and shine, it's espresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Elon Musk. Also, if you want to learn how to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. It's free. The links to join are in the description below.
There are just times when something is important enough, you believe in it enough, that you do it in spite of the fear.
You're 47. What is the likelihood that you personally will go to Mars?
70%. We've recently made a number of breakthroughs that I'm just really fired up about.
And when does that happen? In our lifetimes?
Yeah. I'm talking about moving there. So it's like, so if you can get the price per ticket maybe around $200,000.
This could be an escape hatch for rich people.
No, your probability of dying on Mars is much higher than Earth. Really, the app of going to Mars would be like Shackleton's app of going to the Antarctic. It's going to be hard. There's a good chance of death. Going in a little can through deep space. You might land successfully. Once you land successfully, there will be you'll be working nonstop to build the base. So you're not much time for leisure. And once you get there, even after doing all this, there's a very harsh environment, so there's a good chance you die there. We think you can come back, but we're not sure. Now, does that sound like an escape hatch for rich people?
And yet you would unhesitatingly go.
There's lots of people that climb mountains. Why they climb mountains? Because people die on Mount Everest all the time. They like doing it for the challenge.
Most people quit on things because they don't have a powerful mission or they don't know where their drive comes from. Chasing an opportunity isn't enough because you're going up against people who love that thing, who might be willing to die for that thing. If you want to go to Mars, you're competing against Elon Musk, who would die to go to Mars. You better absolutely love it or he's going to crush you. You need to find the thing that you love that does not feel like work. Otherwise, you'll end up working your entire life and hating it. So every Thursday when I'm in Toronto, I do this free event for Toronto entrepreneurs at my dance studio, Toronto Dance Salsa, 5 to 6 p.m. Thursdays when I'm in the city. I do a free event, Q&A session for an hour. Come out, meet me, talk, let's hang out. However I can help, give back to the community and help local entrepreneurs. My Thursdays are bonkers. My Thursdays are all day long interviews, hangouts, podcasts, Skype sessions, one-on-ones. My assistant books them in 25-minute chunks, and I have 25 minutes on, 5-minute break in between. Usually I use that break to get set up for the next one. 25 minutes, 5, 25, 5, 25, 5, the whole day long. And then I end up going to the studio, I record my podcast with Mark Drager. I then do 2 30-minute one-on-ones that we film for the YouTube channel. And then after all of that, I do a 1-hour Q&A for the entrepreneur community. And then after that, I'm doing more meetings with my team. It's crazy. And somebody asked me last Thursday, how do you have the energy for all of that stuff? I love it. Like, I love being there with the people. That group session is the best for me. I love it. I'm not getting paid for it. It's free. It's probably not a great use of my time. If I had to pick for 1 hour, what's the best use of my time? Hang out with startup entrepreneurs, ask me their questions, or do something like write my book or make my next course or something else. It probably doesn't make the most sense, but I love it. And so therefore it makes the most sense, right? And for other people, jumping into my schedule might be torture, and it should be. For me to jump into your schedule should be torture. I should look at your calendar and say, that's ridiculous. How do you have so much energy for all that stuff? And when you jump into mine, it should look the exact same. For me, when I gear up for a Thursday, as an example, when I put my extrovert hat on, I gain energy as the day goes on. I'm not losing energy. By the time I hit 5 o'clock and I'm doing the group session with people, I'm carrying the energy of all the entrepreneurs that I've met on my 25-minute one-on-ones throughout the entire day. I love it. I gain more steam, but most things, ask me to do almost anything else for 8, 10, 12, 14 hours, I would hate my life. Ask me to make coffee for 10 hours a day, I would hate my life. Ask me to play piano, ask me to do almost anything for that amount of time, I would hate my life because it feels like work. And so you have to find the thing that does not feel like work. So then when you go off and do it, it actually gives you energy. So paying attention to the energy, if at the end of every day you're like, oh, this sucks. Like, that's a good signal that you're doing the wrong thing, because you have Michael Jordan level talent at something. You are a genius. You should be crushing it at something. And if the work that you're doing is draining your energy, if the people around you are draining your energy, chances are you're in the wrong spot. You're hanging with the wrong people. You're doing the wrong kind of work. And so how do you actually find the right kind of work? I got a process that's going to save you. It's called Who, Why, How. Let's dive into it. Step one is your who. Your who is your one word most important core value. And so think about what, if you had one core value, what is it? For me, it's believe. It's a part of everything that I do. Think about who your favorite teacher was growing up. Thinking about what your favorite song is, your favorite movie. There's connective tissue. There's a value that you have. There's one core value that stands out above all the other ones. I wrote a book on it. It's called Your One Word. Go through the process. It's one of the most important things you can ever do in your life. As soon as you figure out what your one word is, your who, then that shines a light on your life, right? So for me, it's belief. It shines a light on every area of my life, on my business, on my relationships, everything. And if you are not happy, it's because you are living out of alignment with your who. You're living out of alignment with your one word most important core value. If I was unhappy in my life, it's because there's a lack of belief somewhere. With a relationship, in my business, something. There has to be a lack of belief. It's the same thing for you. Alex's one word is belong. Alex helps me run Toronto Dance Salsa. We're changing the whole branding around TDS now to be around belong, because that's his one word, and he's gonna bring belongingness. What do we sell at TDS? Not just how to do dance moves, it's belongingness. People lack belongingness and a sense of community. Come to TDS, we'll take care of you. And so what's your one word? What's your most important core value? Most people have no idea what it is, and so you're walking aimlessly through life. Figure this out. It is one of the most important exercises you will ever do in your life. What's your who? Step two is your why. Understand that your purpose comes from your pain. The people who go on to do amazing things likely suffered a lot. I've never seen somebody go off and crush it and have amazing results in any area of life without coming from some source of suffering. A lot of pain growing up at some point. Whatever you struggled with, whatever you suffered with, whatever the most painful moment of your life is, ask yourself, what is the most painful moment of all time in my life? What is that thing? When you figure it out, understand this, your why, your purpose will be, for the rest of your life, helping people who are currently going through the thing that you went through. I love helping entrepreneurs because I struggled so much as an entrepreneur. I felt worthless as an entrepreneur. I felt worthless as a human being when I was in my first business that was bringing no value, that was getting no results. I felt terrible. Ashamed, embarrassed, alone. And that's why I do what I do. I want to help entrepreneurs not struggle as much as I struggled. That's my why. And your who and your why is for life. I want to believe in entrepreneurs. Why believe? I told you the story. Why entrepreneurs? I told you the story. I could believe in anybody, but entrepreneurs are going to be the people for me for life. For life. That never goes away. And that's more clarity than 99% of the world has. Just figuring out your who and your why is more clarity than most of the world. The last part is the how. Who, why, how. How becomes how you're going to help people get through it. So however you got through it, whatever you struggled with, that you made your way through, even if you're not fully through it yet, but you're better than when you were before, right? When you were in the hole, when you're at the worst moment of your life, the person who you are today could go back and talk to that person and give them some advice and help them. There's a lot of people who are currently in that situation that you were in. And how you got out of it is a recipe for other people. How did I get out of it? For me as an entrepreneur was modeling success, was looking at who else has built successful companies that I can copy, model, apply to my business. Bill Gates saved my company even though I've never met him because I looked at the strategies of how I went to 0 to 1. Now what have I done for the past 20 years? Share strategies from famous entrepreneurs on my website, now on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram. That's what I do. I love sharing my own voice and also DJing other people's content because I want to learn from Steve Jobs. I want to learn from Kanye West. I want to learn from Oprah. I want to learn from these people. And I want you to do too. And so the path that you took through isn't just this isolated incident. It becomes a recipe that other people can model as well, and you can teach it. Your how will evolve. Modeling success when I started was books. I was reading books, I was reading biographies. Now it's making YouTube videos. In 10 years, it might be virtual reality, your hologram Evan beaming into your room, right? It's gonna change. The how will change as technology evolves, but your who and your why are for life. And so if you don't feel like you're motivated, if you don't have the drive, if you don't know your mission, go through the process. Your who, your why, your how. Do it. Take the time. It will revolutionize not just your business, but your life. And you're set up to follow that path for the rest of your life. So it's worth a 5, 10, 15, 60-minute session to sit down and try to figure it out. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know, where does your drive come from? Let me know in the comments below.
People quit all the time because they're doing it for the money. I think the bigger question is, what do you want the money for? Is it blocking an insecurity? Is it to get the girl? Is because you're trying to amass as much as you can because you actually don't like working and you want to live? The reason so many people fail in life and business is their model is, let me get the money so that I can enjoy and relax. They think of it as like hoarding it and then eating it all over time. It's like retirement and all this. It's such a bad way to think, because then you're feeling the pressure of like massing so that you can then enjoy. I think the bigger question is like, what are you up to? Like, why are you doing it? Like, what's up? I just think a lot of people are trying to achieve success and use fame or money as makeup for a situation that they're just not happy about. Like, you have to figure out how to make your day in and day out happy.
You know, a lot of people don't ask themselves why.
Yeah.
Do I want more cars, more jets, and stuff like that? No, I don't. Speaking of Mr. Cuban, I go to Dallas one day and I'm like, man, Mark, I never been to your office, man. Tell me about it. It's the Mavs, all kind of things. You know, it's huge, probably, right? And he's like, all right, I'll meet you. And then he comes to the hotel in his pajamas, and this is when sidekicks were out, looking at a sidekick. And I said, why am I gonna?
Amazing.
I said, I want to go to your office. He said, I haven't been there in 3 years. I was like, what do you mean you haven't been in your office in 3 years? He said, what do I want? More money? He said, I want to chill home with my son, the Jakester. I want to answer my things here. But I'm like, well, why do you publicly give out your email if you don't want more work? He's like, I enjoy sitting at home in my pajamas looking at this stuff. And I realized, he's just like me. Why are you doing things? You have to ask yourself, right? And that is your discipline, right? Why am I going to work every single day? And of course, I understand. A lot of people here don't have the luxury like I am afforded now, and you have to go to work. You have to. You have to keep the lights on, and all this kumbaya crap about just do it for love. At the end of the day, if you got to keep the lights on, right?
Sure, there's a practical.
But you got to ask yourself why.
If you want Elon Musk's advice on how to sell any product, check the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Really, the way to sell any product is through word of mouth.